Hello, Westview. It's Wednesday morning, March 25th. I had to make a quick trip in here to the church, but other than me, no one is here. The building is closed, we know that, and things continue to shut down and become a whole lot more quiet and isolated because of COVID-19. My drive up here was an unusual one, hardly any traffic along the roads. And anyways, I came in here not only with myself, but I also had to come in with a little bucket of sanitizing solution. Everything that I'm touching, I'm making sure that I'm wiping down as well. That's just the nature of the time that we're living in. And we're adjusting to a new reality. I can't say that I'm enjoying this. It's been a hard adjustment, trying to make sure that all of you are having some contact and being cared for. Even though we can't be physically present to each other, we want to make sure that we are making contact and hearing about your needs and looking after each other as best we can. Anyways, it keeps reminding me of the time in the Old Testament when God's people were taken away from their homeland. They were sent into exile, and we're not taken away to another land, but we're living in a whole new world, and it feels a little bit exilic right now. It feels a bit like we're cut off. And when you look at the exiles, the Jewish exiles, they grieved deeply what they were going through. There are Psalms, we see it in the prophets, we have a whole book, the book of Lamentations, dedicated to the grief of the prophet Jeremiah in the midst of the exile and the destruction of Jerusalem. And, sometimes we as Christians, and certainly we as Baptists, have been accused of ignoring the negative emotions of life and wanting to just latch on to the victory of Jesus, which we have. We absolutely 100% have it. But even Jesus wept and grieved, and I think it's okay for us to feel the deep emotions of what we've lost. We know it's not permanent, but nevertheless, we don't know when situations are going to change, and so we're trying to adjust to a new reality. One of the things that God said to his people through Jeremiah was basically, get used to this new reality. The exiles off in Babylon were living as though this was going to change any day. Any day they were going to get sent back to Jerusalem and could return to their old way of life. And God said to them, no, you've got to get used to this reality. Live as though this is how things are going to be. That's not really good news. That doesn't sound like good news to us, except for the fact that God is in it. God was in the situation with the exiles. He's in the situation here with us. And we can grieve the new reality. We can grieve what we've lost. We can sit for a while in our sorrow, and it's okay to do that because we know that we're not alone. We know that God walks with us. We have hope that as he has led his people through difficult times before, he will do it again. And we can actually think the Psalm 126 keeps coming to mind, where the exiles have actually returned home. But it describes the sorrow before and the joy afterwards, and it says those who sow in tears will return reaping songs of joy. And I have hope that there will be songs of joy, that we live with a sense of joy even now, even with the tears, knowing that God is working with us, walking with us, and knowing that even when everything around us changes, God does not change. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So I'm going to be heading home, leaving the building behind, but not leaving the church behind, because again, we are his church for such a time as this. So I am praying for all of you. I'm praying for our church. I'm praying for us in the midst of our losses, but I'm also praying that we will recognize just how much we have in Jesus Christ, just how much we have in the ability to connect with one another, even if it's simply by phone, and looking forward to being able to connect with you, if not face-to-face in the near future, then certainly in other ways. God bless you, and I'll be talking to you soon.